If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take. You can turn on the lights.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Sajith. Thank you for your time and information session. Are we all inspired? Yes. So I think this.
I think everybody's hungry as well.
I think this is a session where you all have been waiting for. So if you've got question, don't Google, just raise your hand and
definitely the search is the first
can you
one.
please tell your name and where you are, and can you please make it short. So we shall now open the Q&A session.
So,
Okay, the guy at the back.
that gentleman. We should get a mic across to you. Let me walk across. You can ask.
Hi, my name is Victor. I got a couple short questions for you. And one is, your goal to make information universally available, you run into countries such as China, makes it difficult for you. I just want to understand difficulties that they put in front of you in terms of obstacles and how you are working against it. The second one is,
Well, we'll stay with one then. So the question was about China and all of that. So I think a lot of this has been said in the media already. So what we want to do is we believe in openness. We believe in serving results exactly as people are looking for it. We felt that that may not be the case. And so what we do is we redirect traffic through to Hong Kong. So we continue to comply with Chinese laws. We just, the user experience, in effect, is not very ideal, right? And so as a result of which, of course, usage is going to drop. But it's a question that, so much has been said about. I'm not sure that I have much more to add other than what I just said, right? Because it's such a sensitive topic. Anything that I say is likely to be misinterpreted. So this is the kind of question that I love to answer outside in person, and we can talk in greater detail. So I'm going to. What I've said is basically whatever is available publicly. So other than that, we'll let out of it. Right. So, but there's a gentleman. This gentleman raised his hand first. Before that, and we'll get to that side.
Thank you. My name is Vishal. I'm a design consultant. What really interests me was the art project that you guys have and all the other projects which are artistic in nature. Now, as great as these projects are, and I think we all have an appreciation for the arts, I was wondering, does Google somehow financially gain from doing things like this? I mean, how do you guys make money out of putting stuff like this online and letting the world enjoy it? I'm just curious about that. Thank you.
So it's a great point you raised, Vishal. So believe it or not, when Larry and Sergey, who are our founders, when they set this company up, they were actually, they had no business inclination whatsoever. They were more interested in actually letting Google power Yahoo searches. They wanted to strike deals to actually let Yahoo do that. And Yahoo turned us down. And so somebody just said, why don't you go set up your own company? So Google, as a matter of policy, not policy, philosophy, what we've always believed in is that if the product's good, and the users use more and more of it, the revenue will follow, right? So the art project is not a means of making money. I mean, frankly, there is no monetization model around it. I mean, Picasa, some of you may have used Picasa. We don't monetize Picasa, but it's widely used. What we want to do is just give these services to people so that the more they use it, the more they enjoy coming to Google. In the bargain, at some stage, the revenue will follow, we'll figure that out, but that's not really the driving force. And as a company, we believe in that. We let users, such as yourselves, vote. I don't know if many of you have heard of a product called Google Wave. So some of you may have used it. I used it. I wasn't very excited by it, but I mean, I'm not representative. But as it so happens, there were many other users who weren't excited about it. And true enough, we had to shelve it. Right? And sure, the technology and the engineering behind it we can use in other places, but in effect, we let the user vote. We want them to use it because we believe it makes a difference to people's lives. The revenue will fall. Yes, sir. I'm not getting any questions. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Silmi. I run a brand strategy consulting firm called Brand Geeks Incorporated.
Okay.
I've got a few questions here, very short ones, don't worry. First of all, thanks for a great presentation. I think everybody enjoyed the visuals as well as the content.
Thank you.
First question. Googleplex is a phenomenon of its own. Everybody would love to work in a place like that. So, do you have one in Malaysia? And can we come visit? We'll be emailing you on-
The short answer is no, we don't. When we do, you can please visit.
Second question. What are you guys going to do about Facebook? Are they a partner or a rival?
So that's an interesting question. When you frame it in that manner, it's almost as if it's like, oh Jesus, this is like an attack, and you know. So I tell you my perspective and about this is that we want more and more companies that will encourage people to spend more and more time online. Because the more that happens, the more the online ecosystem grows. And as it so happens, we like to think that we're a reasonably okay player in that space, right? So Facebook, I mean, you're making it sound as if it's a zero-sum game. It's not, right? When Facebook is probably resulted in maybe at least a small percentage of people, I don't know, this is a hypothetical number, let's say 5%, right? Let's just pick a number, of people who may never have gone online, but who have because, you know, you have a Facebook account, right?
Yes, I do.
Exactly, so maybe because you have a Facebook account, a friend of yours who may never have decided to go, you know, spend too much time online, now does. And when he does that, he's not going to spend his time only on Facebook, he's going to go to various other sites. So the more that happens, the more companies like that, the better it is. In fact, a week back or so, I met this I was interviewing somebody, a very intelligent Malaysian, and he asked me a very interesting question. He said, what is your, where do you see Google Malaysia 5 years from now? And when I thought of that question, and I told him this, I actually am hoping that 5 years from now, as a result of us having now set up an office and working very closely with our partners, advertisers, users, there will be at least, I don't know, let's say 3 local Malaysian online companies who've been born in let's say between 2011 to 2017 and 2016, and who would have made a big difference to all of your lives. Just 3, not funded by us or whatever. I'm not saying that we're going to buy a company or do all of that, but just because we've entered the market and because we're working closely, maybe it inspires 3 people in 3 different garages in some part of Malaysia to set up this, and as a result of which more and more Malaysians spend more and more time online, as a result of which the online ecosystem thrives. And that's really what it's about. So it's not so much a zero-sum game, it's a win-win.
Great answer. Last question. When is the movie going to come out about Google founders?
Good question. We'll ask James Cameron. And we'll release it in December. How come I'm not getting any questions about hiring and what kind of people we look for? Somebody's asking.
Just answer that. Should I just toss the mic or what is possible?
Okay, hi, my name is Brandon. Okay, I believe the first questions we are going to ask, you have already answered that just now, which is I want to ask what's your vision in 1 year to come, 3 years to come, and 5 years to come in Google Malaysia? Because I understood that you just take over Google Malaysia earlier this year, so you have answered that, so I'll just pass on that. Secondly, what kind of people you are looking for in Google Malaysia?
Very good. Good question. It's a very good question. No, so I deliberately talked about this simply because I have selfish reasons, right? I'm standing here, I sit here looking at all of you. You guys are all young, all well-educated, hungry, eager. Why wouldn't I speak about what is the kind of people we're looking for? Because that's what we're doing. We want to hire people, we want to hire people locally, and we want to make a big difference. So who is it that we're looking for? So we're looking for people who have the X factor. So Google looks for people who have done something beyond just studying and getting good grades. It's helpful if you've got reasonable grades. But what we're looking for is, so let me give you an example. Who's climbed Mount Kota Kinabalu here? Okay, so now you see what I mean. So that's like what, maybe 20 people? Who has, so this is a leading question. Who's done something like setting up YCM, right? So there's a few of them. But so you substitute YCM and you say who's done something like set up a club or set up some community service or something like that, right? Who's written a book? This person has, right? There's two of them, right? So who has represented their university in a sport and maybe be the captain of the team? So you get the idea now, right? So we're looking for people who don't just demonstrate academic ability, but demonstrate the ability to do that something else, because if you have to do any of what I was just showing you, you can't just be good at studying. You need to have that something extra. So you don't need to have a day or a minute's worth of online experience. Throw that out the window. We don't need that. We'll train the hell out of you. So don't worry about that, right? You don't. Do you want me to finish, sir, or you have a follow-up question? So go ahead, say it.
I think this would be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
It's quite a personal question.
Sure.
Why did Google hire you?
Why did Google hire you? So to answer that, so it helped that I had a couple of master's degrees, one of which was with distinction. It helps that I have played sports at an international level, so I've represented Singapore in cricket. It helps that I was captain of my school team. It helps that I've debated. It helps that I've worked in 4 different industries, doing different things, so it gives me perspective of so many things. It helps that I speak 3 languages, right? So when you start to put these things together, you're hoping, or at least I know I hoped at my time when I was interviewing, that they would recruit me. And so this is the kind of thing that we're looking for, right? And so we're looking for people who not just study, because that's easy to do if you force yourself. Right? But do you make the time to do something like this? Do you actually organize something where 20 people come and share something? Forget 250, right? So do you do something at work over and above what you do at work? Are you just a high achiever at work, or have you made a difference to the organization in other ways? We're not looking for anybody who's got online experience. So I want to make that clear. But if you have client servicing skills, please send me a resume. If you have sales skills, send me a resume. Right? If you're analytical, send me a resume, and we will hire. Right, so I hope that makes that clear. Fair? Listen.
My name is Eric, and I'm from TAR College. I have a question for you.
Yep.
I'm not very sure that is Google setting up any companies in Singapore, Indonesia. The question is, I don't understand why Google wants to set up this company in Malaysia. Why not Philippines, Myanmar, Vietnam?
And you sir are Malaysian? You are Malaysian?
Yes.
So what can I say? Because 28 million people, 17 million people of whom are online, more and more people come online. It's a well-connected world, a well-connected country, a country of articulate people. Did you know that Malaysians have the most number of average friends on Facebook?
Yes.
I could go on and on. And yes, sure, we're going to open offices in other countries. But just so you know, Malaysia is the first country that Google has opened anywhere in Asia Pacific in the last 3.5 years. So, and last but not the least, another 250 reasons around you. Right? So if you look at the people around you in the room, it's another good reason why we're opening doors. Fair?
So excuse me, can we get question from audience at the back?
At the back. So I can walk to the back and give the mic or my... Yes. Maybe you've got that before.
My name is Guru. I got 2 questions and 1 comment.
Sure.
So let me start with the comment.
Right.
Basically, Google is the definition of internet. The reason why I say this is my mom has a laptop. She bought a new laptop, and the browser has the Bing as the home page. And she actually types in Google in the search bar to get into the Google. She doesn't actually go to the URL. She goes to the Bing, search in Google, and voila, she's.
Bro, you must ask, why don't you do this? Download Chrome for your mom.
I'll do that after this.
Okay.
Okay, the first question is,
Yes.
could you please talk a little bit more about your new product, which is Google